Today I'm going to be talking you guys through another horse racing betting tutorial to see if we can finally find a method of horse racing where we can generate some profit. This one is quite similar to the 2-up method you use in football. It has quite a low strike rate, but when you do hit that strike rate you're going to get some nice profit. You don't make too much of a qualifying loss as long as you know when the best opportunities are around. But I feel like quite a lot of people will enjoy this because it is quite similar to that 2-up method, or as close as you can get when you're mixing two completely different sports. I'm going to just take you through this guide that I found here on Profit Accumulator, and then we're going to head on over to Odds Monkey, where I'm going to show you the strategy I've been using for like the past week. I haven't hit one yet, but I'm also only about £3 or £4 down, and I've tried it a few times a day, so it's really not too bad at all. I'm also going to show you a way at the end where you can pair this up with either the weekly bet clubs or with just random daily offers that are out there on the different sites, so that you can kind of guarantee a profit during the week anyway. So as long as you're guaranteed a profit through the weekly bet clubs and through the daily offers, then even if the strike rate is low for this method, you don't need to worry about being in a loss. So you'll make your profit back and your stakes back through all the other methods, and then if you ever do hit a best odds guaranteed, then you make some extra profit alongside that. So hopefully it sounds like a decent plan. If you're new to the channel, what we do here is we try out loads of different methods like this to try and make some money, try out different websites. It's not just all sports orientated. We try crypto, we try dropshipping, we try everything. So if you've got anything you want me to try out, just let me know down in the comments and hit the subscribe button so you don't miss out when I make the video. So let's get into it. I'll show you guys this guide and then we'll head over to Odds Monkey. So this is something I'm actually fairly new to. I was just looking around the other day to see if there was any horse racing methods I could think of, and I was going to probably make this video in around January to give myself time to play around with the method, but I thought it might just be a little bit better to show you guys this now, because after I decided to pair it with the weekly bet clubs and with the daily offers you occasionally get, it kind of makes it quite a lot nicer because you're generating some profit anyway. I'm also going to have a video coming out in the next few weeks where we do a kind of similar thing with the 2-up method. I'm going to show you how many 2-ups you can kind of do in a week to then still break even with the weekly bet clubs, and then hopefully you'll be able to use the 2-up methods and not have to worry about you qualifying losses anymore. It'll even them all out. So let's get started with this one first. So the best odds guaranteed offer is something I'd never really thought of. The best odds guaranteed is a promotion that is run by the majority of your bookies. It actually has a list later on, which we'll get into, where it tells you which bookies run these odds. But if I just get up, for example, Paddy Power, who do this offer anyway, and it is really nice and easy to understand. So for example, if we look at this, probably not the horse race that's just finished, that probably doesn't make much sense. So if we look at this horse race here at 1/2, the best odds guaranteed works as follows. So for example, if you want to place a bet on this horse here, Pipe Smoker, you can see there at current odds at the moment of 2.38. So you put your bet on there for 2.38, say you put £10 on, and then you just leave it, off you go, do your day's work, whatever. But let's say this race doesn't kick off till 1/2, which is in about 10 minutes. Let's say in 5 minutes time, all of a sudden quite a lot of people decide to go and move the market to another favourite, and the odds drop for Pipe Smoker, and he drops to, let's say, odds of 5. He drops to odds of 5 before the race starts. Paddy Power and the other sites with best odds guaranteed available will change your stake. Your stake will then be a 5 odds stake. It will change to the best odds as the race starts. So regardless of how much you put on here, as soon as the race starts, if the odds are better, so if there is opportunity for you to have made more money, if these odds go from 2.5 to 5 as the race starts and this horse ends up winning, you get paid out at the odds of 5 instead of the odds of 2.5. It doesn't work the other way, so if the odds drop, you're not going to get less. It is only going to improve your odds. You're only ever going to get a better deal. So although this doesn't happen very often, it is something that is quite nice to take note of. So for example, if we were to go over to Odds Monkey and just take a look at this, and I'll just get up a random horse race that's ongoing, I am going to show you guys a custom filter that you can use a bit later on that will allow you to be able to find these a bit easier. But if we just quickly do this here, horse race winner, and I don't care about the rest of everything that's going, we'll just get the best rated one at the top. So let's go for one that isn't over 100% because they're normally a nightmare. But here we go, pipe smoker, nice, we managed to find them. So at the moment, you could go over to these two sites, do your nice little qualifying bet here, and you're going to get a minus 24 pence. You're going to be 24 pence down, and that is going to be it. But then let's say that let's just pretend this was all Paddy Power, like I was saying before. And let's say the odds drift to 5.0, like I said, and then the horse ends up winning the race. You can see there that you will generate a profit of £8.56, and you won't have to do a single thing because you've already laid the horse back at the odds and everything like that. There was nothing else you have to change. So as far as you're concerned, you can set these up, off you go, and then you just check back later, see if the odds changed, see if you got extra profit, see if you got that best odds guaranteed offer on any of these horses. And if you didn't, you lost 27 pence there. You do 5 £10 bets a week over at Paddy Power, you get a free £10 bet. We all know it only costs, you're going to roughly get about 75 to 80% of that back, £7.50, £8. Take off the 5.27 pence losses, you can see where you're generating your profit there on week. And I'm going to show you all the weekly bet clubs that you can do this with in just a little bit. But that's just a quick example of how this works. So when the odds change, let's say they don't even change as much as up to 5.0. Let's say they just go from 2.63 to 3.2. So instead of becoming a clear favourite anymore, there's a bit more doubt about it, and there's possibly two horses who look in the running. You can see just a nice £1.88 profit there. It's obviously not going to happen too much, which is why you should use races where the rating is quite high, so your qualifying loss is quite low. But at the end of the day, doing this strategy isn't going to hurt you if you were doing them weekly bet clubs already, because this is just going to be a nice way to do them and complete them weekly bet clubs, whilst at the same time possibly getting some extra profit if a best odds guaranteed offer comes in. Unlike 2up, however, there is no way to guarantee a profit. There's no way you can lock in a profit early on. This is kind of a similar strike rate, I'd say, as hitting a 2up, where a team literally goes 2-0 up and then loses or draws. There's no guaranteed locked in profit or anything like that. This is a really low strike rate, but you will occasionally get some profit. I am going to try this a long time and see how many times we actually get this. I'm going to start using this in the method I'm going to show you guys a bit later on, where we will be doing them free bet clubs, and we'll see eventually how often that hits and how good the strike rate actually is. Now, if you're wanting to do these best odds guaranteed, these are the different bookmakers that offer it. Now, the key thing to note here is, which is why I think this website's quite handy, is not all bookmakers will offer best odds guaranteed on the same day. Everyone has different time requirements for their best odds guaranteed. So you can see here, you can place your bet any time before the race with these bookmakers. You can place from midnight on the day of the race at any of these, from 7 AM on the day of the race from Virgin Bet, from 8 AM on the day of the race, you can see them all here, from 9 AM on the day of the race, you've got all of these guys, 10, 11, and from midday, so you can see them all there. It is important to keep that at note. So if I was you, I'd probably come over to this website. If you were wanting to use best odds guarantee quite a bit, I'd come over, grab this snippet, and make sure you keep note of who's available and when you need to place your bets. So just to get this added into an extra little bit of profit then, if I can find, I did have a sheet of paper on with all the daily reloads, but I think the best ones to keep note of are Sky Bet, Paddy Power, and I think William Hill also offer a bet club as well, but I'm not too sure on that one. You won't, best not taking my bet for that one. I think Coral also offer a bet club, so I think, fine, let me just go double check all these. I don't want to be giving you incorrect information. I'll be right back. So Coral do have a bet club, but you have to use a Coral Connect card or something like that. So the two I'd just recommend then are Paddy Power. That one's just nice and simple. If I just show you guys this over here, you can say if you bet £5 £10 bets a week, or during the week, you'll get a £10 free bet. I'd probably recommend doing more than 5 just so you don't get gubbed too quickly. You probably will end up getting gubbed in the end, but as long as you do multiple bets constantly, then it might not end up being too bad. So I'd probably recommend doing around £8 £10 bets a week over on Paddy Power. So probably do this just a nice 8 times a week, and you'll be able to hopefully get some best odds guaranteed hit as well. But if not, then you're probably going to still make a nice profit, because let's say you do make that 30p loss on each of them £10 bets. So you're going to be making about a £2.40 loss from all your qualifying bets for them 8 £10 bets. But then you're going to get your £10 free bet the next week, which is going to bring you in about £7.50, which of course you can then subtract the qualifying loss that you made the week before, so the £2.40, and then you're still going to be making a guaranteed £5 10p minimum each week. So you're probably going to be looking at around £5 profit each week from your Paddy Power bet club and from all your bogs. If any of them bogs hit, you're obviously going to get some nice returns from that. You're going to get probably £10 upwards from each of them if any of them ever do hit. So then you're just going to have a nice simple return. I think you can do best dog guaranteed with higher stakes, but I don't ever think there's a need to do that. I think just stick with the terms of the reward clubs or the bet clubs, and then you're going to be okay. There's no need to overcomplicate things. There's no need to go in with higher odds and get worse qualifying losses. Just go in with Paddy Power, do your 8 a week, and then you're guaranteeing £5 profit. If not, you're going to get more than that. So it should be a minimum of £5 a week you're getting from Paddy Power. There's also the Sky Bet one. I think Sky Bet, you need to do £25 worth of bets a week. You need to opt in with that one. So however you want to split that, you could do five £5 bets. You could do two £10 and one £5. Just make sure you tie it in nicely with the selections. So how I'd recommend you then transition this over on to Odds Monkey is quite simple. You can make filters on Odds Monkey. You can see over here I've got one made for 2 up, and you can then allow yourself to get email alerts with them filters as well. So what I like to do is come over to Limit and Sports, limit horse racing to the winner category, limit the bookmakers to Sky Bet and Paddy Power, and then limit the exchange to either Betfair and Smarkets, the two I enjoy using. And I like to have it set so it's within the next 12 hours, just so that I'm getting within the required dates for both these. Both of them are from 8 AM and 9 AM, so I can do any on the current date. I then like to keep the match rating up to about 95%, just so it boosts us up quite a little bit. And you can see there we've got 3 horses available, all on Paddy Power, and all at fairly decent odds. So we could then go ahead and do 3 lots of £10 bets on these. 2 are the same there, just obviously one's on Betfair, one's on Smarkets. But you can see here, if we were to do this one, we'd be making a 14p qualifying loss if the odds boosted up and the horse went on a win still. Let's say the odds boosted just to 2.0, we're making a £3.15 profit. Similarly down here at the bottom, if we place this one, the odds have changed, but you can see we'd make a 16p loss on qualifying. Say the odds jumped up just before the race started to even just odds of 5. We're then making a very small profit on that one, but it's still a decent-ish profit depending on the odds. Now, this is the reason why I'd say go with quite high rating, possibly even higher than 95, maybe just try 97% rating, just because then you're going to make sure that any races you do use, your qualifying loss is going to stay quite low, and then as soon as the odds jump up, because they're already quite close, you're going to make quite a bit more profit on any of the selections you have, just to make it nice and easy for you. So this one's 99 odds, like I showed you before. It's going to get you a very nice return if any of the best odds guaranteed come in. So once you've got your filter set up like that one, you're just going to save it. So save as, I'm just going to save as bog. And once you've got that saved, I believe you can then come over to alerts. I'm not too sure how you add the alerts. I'm guessing if we just go to our best dog guaranteed over here, And then you can see we've got our best dog guaranteed section. We've got my email there. Don't use that if you want to get in contact. If you want to get in contact, use the email on my channel. I'll get to that one a lot quicker because this email's packed. But all you want to do is click register for email alert, and then as soon as one becomes available, you'll get emailed. It is that simple. And then you know exactly what to do. But let's say you are not fancying any weekly bet clubs. You can't be bothered to do multiple of these a week. You just maybe want to do one or two and occasionally hit that strike rate and get lucky with your bog. Then you're going to want to come over to the tools section, matches and racing matcher, and then you're going to come over here to offers, and you can literally see on this offers tab here all the different offers that are available for that day for the horse races. So if you were using, I was going to say Sky Bet or Paddy Power, but there isn't one for either. So let's just say Betfred. You could come over to the Betfred races, hit apply and refresh, and then these ones are paid out if your horse comes second. So in this scenario here, if the odds go up and your horse wins, you get a payout. If your horse comes second, you also now get a payout as well. So this way you can combine the offers and get a nice return without needing to do constantly throughout the week to get the weekly bet club done. But if you want to know how much guaranteed profit you're going to be making from this, let's just get up the bog offers here. Hope there's one available, and there is. So let's say you're doing the £10 bets for the Paddy Power qualifier for the weekly bet club. You're going to be looking at losing probably around, like I said before, the £2.40 for the 8 bets. You'll then generate about £7.50 at minimum, and you'll be able to get a nice £5.10 guaranteed from Paddy Power. Over on Sky Bet, I'd recommend probably halving your stake down to the £5, like this one is down here. So we'd halve the stake to £5, make about 23 pence loss. You're going to want to do that £5 bet 5 times a week, possibly a little bit more, so I'd probably say about 7 times a week. So that is going to give you a total loss of around £1.61. And then with Sky Bet, as you can see from the reward hub over here, bet £25, you will have done that. You will receive a £5 free bet. So once you've got that £5, you're probably going to get around 75% of that guaranteed back as profit, which means you will have made £3.75. Take off the qualifying loss you made on them horses, and you've got a £1.61 loss there, and that leaves you with £2.14. So regardless of if you hit any bogs throughout the course of the week, you can still manage to get on 15 bogs across your Paddy Power and Sky Bet account. 15 bogs will allow you to qualify for both weekly bet clubs, hopefully avoid getting gubbed because you've put on a nice little extra few bets there, and you will still take away a profit of around £7.50 a week, at least £7 a week. So you'll be making a minimum £7 a week off this, with the potential to always earn more if you ever hit a bog. So it's not got the greatest strike rate in the world. I'm not sure what it is. Maybe if you have a bit more familiarity with the bog system and how it works, you might know the strike rate, but I'm aware it is quite low. But I suppose the bonus here is you're making that £7.50-ish, at least the £7 a week. There's no risk to it. As long as you keep generating that weekly bet club and weekly offers and keep rinsing all the other offers that are available through the racing matcher, you're going to be able to generate a nice profit. And then any additional bog that you hit is going to just boost that profit up. The way you check, by the way, if you've hit a bog is quite simple. You're just going to come over to Paddy Power or Sky Bet, check how much you won. There will be a nice little indication. I think if we look on this one, for example, you can see it will tell you you've hit the best odds. I can just zoom in on that one to show you it a bit closer up because the image was quite small. You can see there'll be that nice little indicator. It will cross out the old odds, give you the new ones. You're then just going to take however much you won there, take off the liability that was over on the exchange, and you'll know exactly how much you won. So then you're just going to add that to your Odds Monkey profit tracker. Just do a nice manual entry. I don't know if there's any sections for best odds. Probably isn't, but you can just add that in yourself anyway. So that is it for this method. It is quite simple. If you pair it with them weekly bet clubs, you're going to make a guaranteed profit, and you can also get some additional profit anytime you hit them bogs. Let me know if you've used this method before. I'm going to get started with it from next week onwards, so I'll be generating that £7 hopefully each week, and then any additional on top of that if we hit the box. So hopefully you guys will follow along and do the same. If you've got any recommendations for other strategies for me to try out, any other match betting to do, any websites where I can generate a profit, anything at all, let me know down in the comments. Hit the subscribe button while you're down there as well so you don't miss out when I eventually do a video on it. And I'll see you guys next time.